Hi guys, welcome back to Style by Jana. I'm so excited to have a guest here with us today. Tawny is a longtime friend and she developed this gorgeous set of makeup brushes, and so we are gonna do a full face tutorial. I love getting my makeup done. Yay. And she's gonna just give us some product knowledge on her brushes and we will just dig right into it.
Yeah, so the brushes back here are a 12-piece set. They are cruelty-free. The bristles are made of nylon. They're really, really soft.
They are.
And what I found from different product reviews is that they apply the makeup really well, and we're just gonna kind of show you guys and dive right in.
And my favorite part, full face for $25.
Yes, $25 exclusively on Amazon right now.
And we'll put all the information down below, but let's put some makeup on.
Okay, here we go. All right, we're going to start with applying her foundation. Now, this is the foundation brush. You can use a couple of the other brushes back here, which I'll show you as we go throughout the video, for foundation as well, but I found that because this is angled and it's dense, it's a little bit easier to apply onto your face, make it an even, smooth finish, and this is what everyone's been telling me that they also like to use for the foundation. So let's get this started. I just apply a little bit in all of the different spots, kind of to start out, and then I blend and smooth.
They are so soft.
Right?
Yes.
I know. So as I was explaining to her, because these have never been used, sometimes in the very beginning of using your brushes, you have to add just a little bit more product, but as you start using them over time and you start washing them and they get a little bit worn, then they're a little bit easier.
Just like a new pair of shoes, right?
Exactly, you have to break them in. You gotta break your Deluxia brushes in. So then we're just going to apply. And I kind of do, it's almost like a paintbrush, you guys. It's really easy. You really don't have to get anything dirty. Sometimes when I'm doing my makeup, depending on what applicator you have, I sometimes just squirt right on my face, so I don't get anything on my hands. But I know a lot of people like to use the back of their hands when applying foundation, just because it's a little bit easier and gives a nice finish. Okay, so now that we've done her foundation, we've done just kind of a thin layer of foundation. We don't need to overload it, make it too cakey. We're gonna do some under eye concealer, and then we don't really have to use a brush for that. You guys will see it kind of comes with its little sponge already.
And true and tried. So.
Yeah, true and tried. You gotta do it. It's the drugstore makeup and it works, you guys. So we're gonna do this, and then we're just gonna blend it in a little bit more with the beauty sponge. And then we'll apply the concealer with one of the brushes. So just a second, guys. So this is the concealer brush. Actually is a very similar size to two of the other brushes in the collection, but you can see that this one is just a little bit wider and this one is a little taller and skinnier. This is the most dense out of the three, and what I find is that applying concealer, especially to finer creases, I want something a little bit denser so I have more control over applying it to my face. So I'm going to set those down, and these can all be used interchangeably with eyeshadow brushes, crease brushes, etc. So we're going to
find what works for you, right?
Exactly, and I feel like that's a lot of the time what it is. I'm not a makeup artist, you guys, so maybe there are steps that are not absolutely perfect, but this is what works for us.
So that's what we're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my kind of makeup.
Me too, because sometimes we don't need to spend 35 minutes doing our makeup, or at least I don't.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna apply some to kind of the creases where I didn't get a total even foundation, and just gives a little extra coverage. I'm gonna actually do some right in here. I did some under eye concealer as well, but it just gives a little bit of extra coverage, and it also makes it so if there's any shadow that kind of falls under, you can pat it out and brush it away. And then I'll just do a little bit down here and a little bit up near the brows. And then once we blend it, it'll be a nice even finish. It's just a little bit finer, a little bit easier to use.
So what made you create this?
I've always loved makeup. I always watch tutorials. always expand my makeup every single day and try different things, but one thing that I notice that everybody notices about me when I walk into the room is, oh my gosh, your makeup or your full face of makeup. I'm one of those people, I do not leave. I really don't. I don't leave the house without makeup. As bad as that sounds, I don't know.
You can tell I have no fear because I ran around all day.
See, and my boyfriend always gives me a hard time. He's like, can you not just go get a coffee or a Starbucks without having your makeup? I go, nope. I don't feel like I'm ready for the day, but that's something I am trying to work on.
Yeah.
Because it's hard. I mean, I don't want to always have to put on my dang makeup. But
especially when you become a mom, it'll all change.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see in a couple of years. Okay, now I'm going to use loose powder just to set everything. That's what I like doing because pretty much all the foundation, the concealer, everything's done. We'll set the powder and we use the largest brush. This one is pretty flimsy. It's very soft like all of the other ones. All the materials on these brushes are the same, but it's nice, big. I know some people like a more compact brush, which you can also use this one, which I use for the bronzer portion, but like I said, a lot of these brushes are interchangeable, and sometimes you may not even use all 12 brushes for your face. You can get a full face look done with probably 5 to 8 of these brushes. So you always have extras.
Yeah.
So we'll put that down.
And try different new techniques if you want to on different brushes.
Exactly. So we'll just do that. And I just like to swoop real quick.
They're so soft, you guys.
And like we said, $25 for all 12, exclusively on Amazon. I know that sometimes you can buy one brush for $25.
Seriously.
So if you get a cruelty-free brush, nylon bristles, and it applies your full face smoothly.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
You can't beat that.
And if you have
I'm tooting my
Amazon
own
Prime,
horn, you
does
guys.
it,
Yeah,
does it ship for free?
It is. It's a Prime order. So
Look
if you have
at that.
Amazon Prime, make it happen.
Yes.
Okay, so we're done with that. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do some bronzer kind of around her, below her cheekbone line, kind of just frame the face. So I like to use this one. It's a pretty dense brush. You guys will see when you purchase your brushes.
Yes. And then
yes, so her bronzer, she has the dual palette. So I just, like I said, sometimes with your first, you can see that it's picking up the color pretty nicely, but on the edges it's not picking up as much just because they have not been used before. So
I was waiting. Santa brought them to me.
I know, Santa was good. And then I actually pinch it like this to give it that nice even line. So on both sides. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to put her blush on. I use blush every day. I know some people don't, but even if you're not an everyday blush wearer, you can still wear it in the evenings if you're ready to go out. So she also has it as part of the dual palette. Just dab a little. Evenly. This is nice. It actually has some shimmer in it. That's really
just
pretty.
A little bit.
And I like it because it's a beveled, angled brush. You guys can see, whoops, that it angles upward. So when I'm applying it on my cheekbone, it angles at that perfect angle pretty much to apply it. So like I said, very interchangeable brushes. You can do bronzer with this one if you want to do that angled look, or you can apply your blush with it. So next I'm going to apply basically very similar to her skin tone on her eyes right now. I'm going to use this brush. It's one of those interchangeable eye brushes once again, but I'm going to apply just pretty much all the same color from her lid up to her brow bone just to make it an even canvas, even color playing field. And I'm actually going to use this MAC palette. It's got lots of different colors, but we're going to use this white one. Yeah, so it's pretty light, but it's not shimmery. We just want a matte finish right now to kind of start everything. Make sure that you tap off the excess. I can use the same one just because I just tried to get like a blank canvas, and now I'm going to actually do the lighter portion for her eyelids. So I'm going to use, let's see, we'll start with this one. And just a light pink type shimmer. And then tap off these. It's really, really pretty because it's just simple.
I like how you can use the same brush.
Yeah. Because I'm in pretty much the same color family with those two, and then I'll just wipe it off when I'm done. When I want a little bit more control of my brush, I go closer to the handle, and when I want more of a brushing of not too much shadow, you can kind of stay at the ends.
So the end would be like blending?
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly. Perfect. So it's just a really, really light pink. It's kind of a more natural look. We're going to go to her crease next, and we're going to add a little bit more pop of color, but not too much because, like we said, this is an everyday look. It's full face flawless. Yeah, mom life. It's still glammed up though, because you still want to feel, you know, like a little something.
When I get dressed in normal clothes and do a little bit of makeup, I feel like a different person.
Yeah.
I feel like I can be a better mom, like better human being. That and coffee.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So she likes her makeup, her clothes, Piphany, and Dutch Bros coffee.
Yep. Those three things I'm taking to a deserted island.
Oh my gosh, that's too funny. So I'm gonna do a slightly shimmered, almost like a mauve-y, purplish brown. I don't want to do too dark quite yet because I like to start out with kind of being moderate before
we can always add more.
Yeah, you can always add. It's a lot harder to take away. So I just start kind of in the crease, and I do a V almost, or a backwards C, I should say. So I've definitely added a little bit of shimmer, but now I'm going to start with more of the matte kind of brown. We're going to bring that in, but you can see just how much, I mean, a little bit goes a long way. You can see I tapped it twice, and it's pretty concentrated. So,
which is good about brushes because you're not wasting product.
Yeah, exactly. And then you just have to be a little bit more careful when you do apply it to your eye. So I'm going to bring my hand back just a little bit so I can just lightly fluff it into the crease. And then we'll do blending when we're done with this as well. Okay, now I'm going to take the blending brush and we're just going to blend out. I'm going to utilize it kind of more at the ends. And I'm just going to do a circular motion, blending out the eyelid with some of the darker powder. And if you have any excess eyeshadow that kind of falls beneath the lash line, don't worry about that. You'll do liner on your top if you'd like to, and you could even do liner on the bottom. I do have a brush in this set to do the liner in the bottom lash line, but I always just do a little bit extra concealer at the very end. This is really light. This is just very daytime look. It's not anything over the top. It's really simple to do on your own. It's not too many colors that are used, and it's just nice and daytime glam, which I like.
Yes, that's my favorite.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna go up once again with this light brush that we use for the lid and kind of the full base of the eye. And I'm just gonna do right under her brow bone to kind of highlight it and make it stand out just a little bit more from the rest. So we use kind of a white for the base and a shimmery pink. I'm just gonna use a plain pink because I don't wanna do too much shimmer on the lid as well as the brow bone. Really, really soft, really simple. I want to do liner next. Okay, so we're gonna do her eyeliner. Now, I know a lot of people do pencils, a lot of people have the liquid eyeliner, and that's totally fine, but we do just wanna show that there is a brush for the eyeliner. You can also use this to do shadow on your lines of your eyes. But I like to use kind of a gel pod. It's like an eye lacquer almost. And eyebrows. Didn't even do eyebrows yet. So we have a dual brow brush. One side is to brush them up, and the other side is an angled brow brush, and it just creates a little bit better of a finish. Now there's a fine line between the angled brow brushes. Some can be too dense to where it deposits like way too much on your eyebrows, and it's like, oh my gosh, because it's really hard to redo your eyebrows with not kind of messing up your eyes. Or there's too soft where it doesn't really deposit any. So I think that this is kind of that fine line in between the both of them. So we're gonna do some brows on her, and then to finish it off, we'll do mascara and kind of just complete the look. So right now, we're gonna brush those babies up. And when I'm doing her brows, I start out with the brush kind of up and down, so it gives you that perfect angle. And then as I'm going through it, I kind of switch it so it gives you a thinner, finer angle, just because I want to go with the natural curve of her brows anyways, which I did. Just fill them in a slight bit. Like I said, she has great brows, so we don't need to fill them in too over the top, especially not for that daytime look. So I'm gonna put this down, and you guys, we didn't even do the highlighter, and I feel like we did this backwards because I should have done the highlighter earlier, but sometimes I like to just touch everything up, do a little bit of glow, a little bit of highlight, because you never know where you're gonna want it. So this is the highlighter brush. You can see it's a little longer, the bristles in length, than the blending brush for your eyes. I know that I've had a lot of people say, well, you can use that for blending brush because it's like a nice flimsy bristle, but I like to use it for highlighter, kind of around the cheekbones, around the edges of your face, just to give you that nice daytime glow. I'm gonna try this. Okay, that's awesome. The application of this looks absolutely beautiful. So I'm just going to do it kind of highlighting the cheekbones, although her blush already had some highlighting in it. So I don't want to go too crazy with sparkles and all that. I mean, I love sparkles, but we don't need to go too crazy. When we're grocery shopping and we're doing all that, we don't need too many sparkles, but we do need just a little bit. And then I'm gonna just kind of brush right down side of her nose, a little bit right here. And it just gives that nice little shimmer with your day-to-day, especially when sun hits your face. Yeah. It's really...
little dimension to the
face. Little dimension. So we're gonna put that over there. We're gonna top that off, and then mascara.
Mascara.
So this is gloss. Last but not... Oh yeah, that's true. We have gloss. Although you can use... I mean, I don't see like the pod of lacquered lip liner very often anymore, but one of the brushes in here that I used for some eyeliner, you can also use interchangeably with lip, but I mean, personally, I just use my own lip gloss and lip liner. So whatever you guys want to do, that's okay, but we're gonna do some mascara and then top it off with some lip gloss. So you guys, this is the final product. It has the full face, and that's why we call it Full Face Flawless, because it's her full face and she is flawless.
All right guys, if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe, and then make sure to follow both of us on Instagram.
Yes.
The links are down below, and we hope you guys have a great day.
Yeah, thank you guys. Bye.